There's a number of reasons why the match process is used. The most important one is that before the match there was just a great deal of pressure being applied on both ways that would tend to disrupt what a student or a program's true desires might be. There's a great deal of pressure to get the desired program, and there's a great deal of pressure by the programs to select those excellent students in order to be in their program. And there could be various ways in which a program could try to force or pressure a student into choosing them, perhaps before the student is actually ready. The match works because there are specified dates that various steps have to occur. Students and programs have to sign up for the match by a certain date. Students and programs have to send in their rank lists, their desired lists, by a certain date. And then at a certain date, all of the programs and all of the students are then matched with each other. And fundamental to this whole process is the fact that the programs and the students have agreed to accept the results of the match, that they do not go outside. If they don't get their desired choice, they don't go outside the match. They then try and make a special deal in some other way. So what it does is it makes everything much more fair for all the participants, for the programs and for the students. Now, there are times when it seems like it's a bit rigid. We'll be the first to admit that. But compared to the way the system was prior to the match, it really is a very fair and absolutely transparent process. There were fits and starts of a match back in the 1950s and early 1960s, but for all intents and purposes, the match was well established in the latter 1960s, and throughout the 1970s evolved to the point where it is now. The match now involves practically all training programs in the U.S., and the match involves practically all medical students, be they U.S. graduate medical students or even international graduate medical students who are applying for those internship programs in the U.S. The Board of Directors are responsible for setting overall policy for the match, but most importantly for being sure that the match continues to maintain the high degree of both objectivity and fairness that it has become known by. To do that, the Board of Directors does have to sometimes appear to impose sanctions on either students or programs that may try to do activities that is felt to be outside the agreement that people have already signed within the match understanding. But by and large, the Board of Directors works very hard to try to maintain the high level of respect that it has gained over the years by the constituent groups, by the residents, by the students who are to become residents, and by the resident programs themselves.